What's up, interwebs? Welcome to the Storytime Podcast. I'm Tim.
I'm Adam.
This is where we go through my first novel I ever wrote, Angelic Wars, Legend of the Godchild. Angelic Wars, Book 1. There is no Book 2.
Of one.
Yes. We go through it, and then we have Adam read a chapter. We discuss the chapter and anything that comes before that is pertinent, and go from there. We are closing in on the end of the book.
It's getting close.
There's 3 chapters left after this.
Whew. I can't wait.
So we'll go on chapter 22. After this chapter, there'll be 3 chapters left.
Right. You just said that.
And then there'll be 2 chapters left.
That's usually how, math works.
And there'll be 1 chapter left.
No way.
And then the book will be done.
No, I thought we were, that's how you started it.
Nope.
Oh, no. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, so we're closing in on that. So before we get to that, we got some stuff we got to take care of. If you go and enjoy this podcast, we would love it if you hit that like. Nope. Smash that like button as a prayer to the holy algorithm.
The holy algorithm.
And subscribe to Scott writing content on this channel. And if you're interested in some terrible gameplay, go check out Adam's channel.
It's really mid. Okay, man. We are the best at being okay.
Except for one new player over there. He's really, really good.
No, he's not.
Well, let's get to the reading.
By the way, my channel is ZOP Gaming.
I said that.
No. Chapter 22. Diversion. Natalie, Cyrus said, poking her to get her to wake up. Natalie, please wake up. What? She responded. I'm trying to sleep. You need to get up. This is very important, Cyrus said. Have we been found? She asked, sitting up from the cave floor. No, Cyrus answered. However, it has something to do with that. Okay, Natalie said, trying to clear the cobwebs from her head. What is it? Natalie turned and faced Cyrus and saw him crouching, but he did not stay that way now that she was awake. She stood up, but for the short moment she caught a glimpse of his face. He looked like he was unsure of what was on his mind. I need to leave, Cyrus eventually said. Sage is yet to return, and he gave me orders to do no matter what if he returned on time or not. Where are you going? Natalie asked. Can I go with you? No, he responded. Michael has me to keep an eye on you. Michael has asked me to keep an eye on Monono and his forces. This way we have a heads up on what he's doing. So, if they find me, you can intervene? She asked. No, Cyrus answered. Sage told me only to watch. Well, when will you be back? Natalie asked. I'm not sure, Cyrus responded. What if they find this cave? She asked. That's why I do not want to leave, Cyrus said. However, I have my orders. I must do. That is why Sage left you a weapon just in case this happened. A weapon? Natalie asked. You mean I will have to fight those creatures if they find me? Yeah, Cyrus said. However, I would not say fight. More like defend. What are you talking about? Natalie said. I will have to use something I've never used before. Don't worry about that, Cyrus continued. This weapon takes no practice to use, as long as you follow the guidelines. Cyrus pulled the coral dagger out of his coat. Natalie stood up to get a look at the white crystal dagger, which sparkled from the fire. She became mesmerized by such a fine crystal that was not of this world. Cyrus held it out for her to take. She hesitated, but slowly reached and grabbed the handle. As soon as she touched the handle, its crystal started to glow with a tint of blue. Cyrus let go, and Natalie brought it closer to her face to look at the fine craftsmanship. "How do I use it?" she asked. "There are many ways to use the coral dagger's power," answered Cyrus. "However, this dagger is so great that this is a last resort for us. Let me tell you that this power could easily kill you." "Kill me?" Natalie said, nervous. "Then why did you give it to me?" "All of Monono's minions would not come near you out of fear of being sent to the abyss," answered Cyrus. "The power could kill you, but since you are the user, you should be protected. Well, that is, if you follow what I tell you." "Okay," Natalie responded. "Do not jam the coral in the ground," Cyrus said. "You would not have any protection and you would die. But before you did, you would go through the most painful torture possible. You would think days would have gone by when only seconds had. This could continue for several minutes before you actually die." "I am not sure I want to use this weapon," Natalie said. "If you do not do that," Cyrus continued, "you'll be fine. If a dragpen or shadkin tries to attack you, stab them with the dagger. The power will kill them and send them to the abyss. That's all you have to do." "Okay," Natalie said, still unsure if she wanted to use the weapon. "I must go now," Cyrus said. "Sage should be back soon. Well, I hope he will. Try not to sleep until after he returns." "Not a problem," Natalie said. "Now that you told me what could happen if I used the coral wrong." "Good," Cyrus responded. "Keep an eye out for Sage as well. Anything that makes you wonder, because it is more likely one of Monono's minions." After saying that, Cyrus turned and walked towards the entrance of the cave. Once he reached the edge of the cave, he spread his wings and took off towards the sky. Natalie ran to the entrance and watched Cyrus fly off. As soon as he was out of sight, she went back inside the cave. A wind blew, which made her cold. When she got back to the fire, she remembered that there was a hot spring. So Natalie set down the dagger and walked over to her bag of clothes that Sage brought for her. She looked through and grabbed some clean clothes as well as a towel, and grabbed a light and walked over to the corner where the path that led to the spring was. "Where is your sister?" Monono shouted. "I don't know," Kiana said in the scared voice. I haven't seen her since she shoved me out the window." "She must be at another safe haven," Charles said. "I don't understand why they didn't take her back to the cabin." "Michael was the one who told Cyrus where to take her," said Monono. "He must have known we discovered the location. As far as I know, there are only 3 or 4 safe havens around here. We have discovered one. That means there can only be 2 or 3 left. I don't see why they would take her to one too far away." "So what do we do?" Charles asked. "We?" Monono laughed. "You are staying here. Michael will go back to the cabin to get her. When he sees she isn't there, he will go looking for her." The chances of him finding you before I can find our sister are unlikely. If he does find you, keep his attention, and one of the Shadkins will grab the girl and bring her to me. What if he kills me? Troll asked. I won't stand a chance against him. Once I have the power of God, Monono responded, I will be able to return your spirit to your body. So don't fear death. Do what it takes to keep him here as long as you can. Well, that is if he finds her. Okay, Trowel said. Monono Monono took to the sky with his bat-like wings that came from his back. He went through the trees and into the night sky. Once Monono was out of sight, Trowel grabbed Kiana by the back of her shirt and threw her inside the hidden cabin, about a few hundred feet into the woods from Dr. Toller's house. Kiana didn't seem to move once she hit the floor. Trowel walked over to her to make sure she was still alive. When he got to her, she saw that she was praying. That won't do any good, Trowel said. Once Monono has his power, he won't be able to stop him. Amen, Kiana said, then turning her attention to Trowel. We will see. I know Sage, and he won't give up looking for me until he finds me. When he does, you will wish you weren't born. Sure I will, Trowel said. Angels of the Almighty aren't allowed to kill humans. They are close to his heart. Then why did you ask Monono what if Sage kills you? Kiana asked. Trowel went to respond, but stopped himself. He had a weird look on his face, like he was thinking. After a moment or two, he remembered that he did ask Monono that. After realizing he did say that, he looked at Kiana. Shut up, Trowel responded. I have had enough of your mouth. I want it quiet. Kiana got up and walked over to the couch. She began to wonder if Sage would find her. After a few minutes of silence, Kiana became at peace and so overjoyed that she began to sing. I told you to shut up, Trowel said. Kiana continued to sing. She was filled with the Spirit of God. She didn't hear what Troll said. If you don't shut your mouth, I will come over there and shut it for you, Trowel responded. Kiana didn't listen and continued to sing. Not only that, but louder. Trowel tried to ignore her, but he finally had enough and stood up and walked over towards Kiana. She saw him coming and stopped singing and began to back away from him towards the corner. Sure, now you stop, Trowel said, and walking towards her. However, it is too late. Monono wants you alive just in case you are the seal holder. However, he didn't say you had to be 100%. So I think I will teach you a lesson about listening. I think I will begin by whipping out your hair, one by one. Kiana stopped moving when her back hit the wall. Trowel came upon her and grabbed a handful of her hair and dragged her away from the wall. She began to cry from the pain of the pull. Hold still, Trowel said, backhanding her, which sent her to the floor. Stop, Kiana shouted. "Leave me alone!" "Maybe you will listen next time when you are told to shut up," Charles shouted as he grabbed her by her hair and lifted her to her feet. Kiana grabbed onto his hand, trying to free herself from his grip. When that failed, she kicked him with all her might in his shin. He quickly let go, and she ran for the back of the cabin. Charles quickly recovered from the fierce pain that shot through his body. Kiana was again trapped. "Oh, now I'm going to beat you as well as pull out all of your hair," Charles shouted again, walking towards her. "Get away from me, you creep!" Kiana shouted, kicking, trying to keep Charles away. "No," Charles said, reaching for her hair. "She told you to stay away," a voice said. Both Charles and Kiana looked to see who had found the hidden cabin. There was Sage, standing in the doorway, his hand on his sword, ready to draw it at a moment's notice. He had a serious look on his face, ready to strike down Charles if he even moved. "Michael," Charles said, returning his arm to his side, "how did you find this place?" "I was searching the house when a sudden feeling came over me that I was close," Sage said. "I was just in the wrong area. I checked the woods, and what did I find but a hidden cabin?" "You can't have the girl," Charles responded. "Monono has claimed her. If you want to go against the soon-to-be ruler of heaven and the universe, go right ahead. As soon as he has the power of God, you will be no match for him." "That won't happen," Sage said. "As I speak, an army of angels is being assembled to bring an end to Monono's reign. Kiana, come with me. It is time to take you to see Natalie." Kiana moved slowly along the wall away from Charles' reach and then headed towards Sage. She got about halfway before Charles ran and grabbed her. Once he had her, he put a dagger from under his pant leg and put it to her throat. "If you even move," Charles said, "she will be dead before you can get to her." "Then there will be nothing from keeping me from killing you," Sage responded. "Angels of the Almighty aren't allowed to kill humans. We are too close to his heart for him to allow that." "Your eyes are completely shut," Sage said. "We are allowed to do what is needed to make sure his will comes about. Also, you clearly have not read the scriptures. We have killed many humans, and I'll do it again if I have to." "I'll release the girl," Charles responded. "Then it will be me and you. Let's see who is stronger." "If you want to die that badly," Sage said, I'll be glad to be the one to send you to see the Almighty in person. However, I am sure he will not be glad to see you after what you've been doing." "We shall see," Charles replied, letting go of Kiana. Still holding the dagger, Charles charged Sage, and once he was in reaching distance, tried to shove the dagger into his chest. Sage easily grabbed his arm and knocked the dagger from his hand. In the same motion, he picked him up and threw him out the door. He hit the porch and rolled a few feet into the woods. Sage followed after him. Once outside, Charles was already picking himself up. "You're quick." "You're quick," Charles said. "However, when it comes down to you and Monono, you will be defeated." "We shall see," Sage said. "I'm looking forward to sending him to the abyss personally." Charles rushed him again, but Sage sidestepped and elbowed him in the back. After wincing in pain, he tried to backhand him, only to get his arm caught again and was thrown back to the ground. Charles shouted from the pain. Sage clearly was not enjoying this mockery of a battle. "You have no chance against me," Sage said. "You are wasting your time trying to defeat somebody who cannot be killed." "We shall see," Charles said again, getting to his feet, this time slower than he had before. "I will defeat you, or die trying." "What a waste of life," Sage responded. "You would rather die than give in to someone who is far superior?" "Shut up!" Charles shouted again, throwing another punch at Sage, which again was caught. He twisted Charles' arm behind his back and put pressure on the back of his knee, sending him down to one knee. "This is foolish," Sage said. "Not even all the power you have can affect me, since your power comes from what is fallen, and mine comes from what is righteous." "I know I can't defeat you," Charles said. I was just wasting time so the Shadkin could grab the girl." "What?" Sage said, letting go of his arm. Sage made his way back to the cabin door. Charles rushed him, trying to waste more time. Sage saw the Shadkin had Kiana cornered, but before he could get inside, Charles hit him from behind. With no effect, Sage threw him through the air and bounced him off a tree. When Sage looked back, Kiana and the Shadkin were gone. Drawing his sword, Sage walked over to Charles and kicked him as he slowly tried to get up. He flew back against the tree and fell back to the ground on his stomach. Sage flipped him over and placed the blade of his sword right against his throat. "Where did it take her?" Sage demanded. "I will never tell you," Charles said. "I will die before telling you." "You know the weapons of the righteous armies as well, the fallen?" Sage asked. "Yes," answered Troll, spitting out blood. "Then you know about the coral dagger," Sage said. "I know about it," Troll said. "What does it have to do with the girl?" "My sword has the same power," shouted Sage. "I will use the power against you, which will not only kill you, but make the last few seconds you are alive the most painful feeling possible in this realm. So you have 2 seconds to tell me, or die. 1, 2... The Shadkin is The Shadkin is taking her to where her sister is," Charles shouted. "Manono does not know where we are hiding her." "He found the location," Charles said. "The Shadkin entered my body and told me before I attacked the girl that Manono was on his way there, and that I should follow the Shadkin to the location once he arrives." "For your sake, I hope you are telling the truth," Sage said. "If not, I will find you and use the power of the coral on you." Sage turned and began to take to the sky. Before he could even get a few feet off the ground, Charles, using his most powerful spell, fired it at him. Sage dodged the attack without turning around. He quickly turned and faced the injured sorcerer. Charles was standing, hunched over, and now holding his staff that he had summoned. He began to chant the same spell that he had just fired. A bright orange light with black smoke appeared on the jewel tip of his staff and then flew towards Sage. He quickly swung his sword and deflected the attack back at Charles. The attack struck him and casting a bright orangish yellow light throughout the woods. It faded as fast as it appeared, and Charles' lifeless body hit the ground. "Too bad," Sage said. "He chose his fate, but now I need to get to Kiana and Natalie." Sage turned towards the sky and took off, heading towards the safe haven where Natalie was. Oh, this is, it's diversion. Diver Scion. Welcome to Chapter 22. XXII. Diver Scion.
Adam, have you ever read anything?
I've been told everything, and I just say it. I only hear words. I don't read them.
Oh, that explains so much now. There's no flaw in my writing. It's just you.
Yeah, it's just what I'm told.
So someone's whispering sweet nothings in your ear?
What do you think the earpiece is this entire time?
I thought it was for you so you could hear people.
I am hearing people. I'm hearing voices inside my head. They talk to me. They understand.
Do they comfort you?
They talk to me.
But they don't comfort you.
No, they don't comfort me.
They don't comfort you?
Mm-mm.
No comfort for Adam.
No. There's a lot of talk about my face. It's weird.
Well, they're not wrong about your face. Anyway, so overall thoughts on this chapter?
It's definitely one of the chapters of this book of all time. So we have a cab. What?
A cab? We have a cab?
Hold on.
I didn't know there was a cab in this movie. That's book.
So this chapter does start off really cool with Cyrus being like, here's the dagger. These are the rules. It's super powerful.
But on that note, I do have a question for Cyrus here. If no creature would come near if they knew it, he's lying.
Yeah,
This is clearly a lie.
I mean, that's kind of just to give Natalie some confidence with it, okay?
Oh, by the way, I'm actually surprised. I did put the rule about not stabbing it into the ground.
Yeah, don't stab it in the ground.
Yeah, I did put that in that. It's
gonna definitely do something.
It's totally gonna come back to bite her in the ass.
Because she's gonna stab it in the ground. She's gonna trip and
Spoiler!
accidentally stab it in the ground.
Spoilers.
And she just vaporizes herself.
Spoilers, dude. How dare you? Spoilers.
She cuts herself in the leg and experiences the thousands years of pain in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, but the Almighty is a loving God.
Mm-hmm.
The Almighty is a loving God.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, but go on.
So that's pretty cool. He's like, hey, take care of this. She immediately sets it down and just F's off to the hot springs. Doesn't bring it with her. Leaves it upstairs. Just like, hey, I'm going to leave it here. It's going to look cute sitting on this, this bench area. Okay, bye.
Well, she only needs it if she's found.
So she needs to keep it with her at all times.
But she has faith that she's not going to be found.
No.
Clearly.
No.
She's learned her lesson, Adam.
God, son of a... Then she wouldn't need it. Because then nobody's going to be coming around.
Well, no, she's still living from her mistakes of not listening the first time. But the Almighty, the Almighty is still a loving God, right?
Okay, whatever on this one. And then we jump to Monono yelling at Kiana.
Yep.
And I mean, it's kind of cool, but how did no one notice the cabin that was was it a few hundred feet, or was it a few hundred yards?
A few hundred feet.
Feet.
Oh, by the way, I have a note on this. This is a note from no.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, Michael totally won't find you before I find the sister when you're in a cabin only a few hundred feet away. Totally not going to happen.
The last place he knew where you were.
Yep, totally not going to find. You're off with Dr. Tollers. Never going to find it. Sure.
Huh, what's that house over there? It's literally, he just, okay, to put that in perspective, my house, the house that I grew up in, and our neighbor's house was about the same distance. You can see it through the woods. Oh, midsummer, you might have enough foliage to not fully be able to see it, but you know there's something over there.
Yeah, but like, yeah, sure, but so clearly it's magically protected.
Oh,
and
yeah.
hidden. Yep.
But never stated.
Oh no,
Assumed.
No. You don't need to because Troll is a magician.
It's assumed.
No, not even
That
assumed.
type of spell would need a constant concentration. So he'd have to have somebody else actually
Why
doing
do you
it.
think he was telling Kiana to shut the hell up like good
It was
children
breaking
should?
his concentration.
Exactly. Oh, and by the way, Troll, yes, he's a troll. We're dealing with a troll. Totally got owned by a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And I did that on purpose because, yes, Adam, she was 12 at the beginning of this book and then became 10.
I know.
No, the last time I brought this up, like, no, she started out 10. And I'm like, oh, yeah. When I went back and checked, no, starts out 12, goes to 10.
I know.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely. I've always known that.
But Troll got owned by a 10-year-old. You're like, shut up.
I mean, he totally did. I just love the fact that we have our own inside joke about what it is that Kiana decided to start singing.
Oh, yeah. Clearly, she started singing. She wasn't a hymn, people. She was not singing a hymn.
No.
Because then Sage won't have to worry about rushing to her aid. He rushes for a reason. Because she starts singing Limp Bizkit's Breaking Stuff. And
It's just break stuff.
Break stuff. He thinks she's possessed. That's why he rushes. But though it takes pretty long for an angel to go from a couple hundred yards, feet,
couple hundred feet
from the main house to the secret cabin. Maybe he came out at real anger where he couldn't really see it, so he couldn't fully.
But you can hear in a direction.
No, see, that's the one weakness for angels. They can't.
They have bad directional hearing.
Yes.
They can hear things, but they like, which way is it?
No. But yeah.
That, and also he had a feeling.
Yep.
He had Michael Tingle and went that way. Not only can he hear in it, he's like, I heard her, and also my heart said that she was this way.
And she's in danger because of what she's been possessed.
Yeah.
Clearly not.
Clearly, there is no way a 10-year-old girl should know Limp Bizkit, let alone that particular song so well that she was note for note correct.
Now, they would know it by this day and age. They know a lot worse songs than that song.
Oh, no. Just the fact that why would she be interested in a millennial song? Ugh. Those darn millennials. She's clearly a Gen Alpha.
But the whole thing, Adam, is Sage really is. The truth is, Sage had no clue where to go. He didn't have a feeling. That was an excuse, clearly, because you know how he found the cabin.
How?
He just ran into it.
Yeah.
He was just like, where could she be?
How did it show up here?
Oh, it's a secret cabin. Oh, is that Kiana? Where's the door? It took him so long to find the door.
And yeah, he was just outside the
Trying to
entire
find
time.
It's like, where's the goddamn door? He didn't want to break through because he just couldn't tell where she was.
Yeah, because this cabin has absolutely no windows.
Yep, none whatsoever.
It's perfectly cloaked.
Oh, and by the way, when on stage finding the cabin, told you, no matter how hidden it is, it's only a few hundred feet from Dr. Toller's house.
Yeah.
He's going to find it, regardless of Kiana singing.
No, there would have been a time that he just turned and went,
What's that?
what's that building? I'm going to go check that out.
Clearly she's not in there. That's too obvious. They can't be that dumb.
They
we know
are
they're
that
dumb.
Can
you tell this was clearly me pitching people who are not Christians, who are enemies of God, as idiots?
It's so bad.
Yeah.
the last couple of chapters, before this, it was like, okay, there are angels and demons in this. We've got the Almighty, but we're not really pushing a message. And then this last couple of chapters really was just...
I don't know why all of a sudden I started pushing the message, because I rewrote this to take things out to not push that message, in a sense. But I ended up adding even more in it.
I know.
And the funny thing is, the way I... Basically, they're an idiot. I've been watching a lot of more atheists take on theists arguments over atheism, and I'm like, hey! I recognize that's how I wrote these...
Yeah.
The Christian's viewpoint of these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, you
makes
did.
sense. That's how I thought at the time.
Because Troll got defeated by a 10-year-old. He got owned by a 10-year-old.
He didn't get defeated. He just got owned in an argument by a 10-year-old.
It's just... What the hell?
A doctor.
Oh, and Sage legit was just... Sage became the bad guy in their fight. Because it really was... Let me step to the side and smack him. And smack... That is... In wrestling, that is a heel move right there.
Well, he's trying not... He doesn't want to hurt him.
Yeah,
because
but
he's an angel of the Almighty.
A hero does the just step to the side and not hit him. Instead, the hero just goes, what are you doing? Stop that. And, tries to restrain or, totally just push him away.
Well, he knew...
No.
Sage knew he couldn't, maybe not be able to fully hold
Sage
back.
played with his... He's like, I am so superior to you. See, he had a superiority complex. It's not good. It's actually a bad move from... That's the Michael influence. That's not the Sage part of him. See, Michael is arrogant.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I forgot I put on
He
a
takes
note
no
on here.
pride, though.
I forgot to mention this. A question. How is Troll... Yes, he's a troll. We're dealing with a troll still, but not after this chapter anymore.
Nope.
He's shocked that Sage found him. He literally... How did you find me? We literally said, like...
You're 100 feet away from the building that I was just looking at.
We really need to have the Miz come in and go like, really?
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 Really? Really?
Really?
And then Sage is like, okay, that's enough, Miz. Go away.
R-Truth pops in. What?
What? We're not doing that.
No. He's like, okay. Leaves again. All right, man.
And then goes away. But yeah. Also,
yes.
Troll mentioned about how trying to defend or not to go against him because Monono is going to be getting the power. You don't want to make the future Almighty mad.
Exactly.
Sage said something there that I'm a little confused. Maybe you can help me clear this up. I'm the author of the book.
Yeah.
You're really good at deciphering my language, my readings.
I know.
Writing, so maybe you can help me on this.
Yes.
He says something, and Sage says, the Almighty is assembling a host of angels to take care of this thing. But didn't earlier, when he was talking to Cyrus, saying no more forces will be concluded in this thing?
Maybe.
So did Michael just lie? Michael just fell. He fell. He's a fallen angel now.
No.
He is no longer...
No.
He's against the Almighty.
No.
He's against...
No. It's an intimidation thing. Because he needs to get information out of Troll so that he can, go after Monono and also rescue Kiana and
I'm pretty
all that
sure
stuff.
he just lied.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not a lie. He was using interrogation methods. He was attempting to get information by giving some false information, which he is totally allowed to do because the Almighty let him do it because he did it.
That's still a lie.
It's the
And lying
Almighty
is
playing
still...
the bad side. Sometimes you have to use bad tactics in order to be a good guy.
No. Adam, you see, your flaw there was...
What?
Lying is nothing humans aren't allowed to do. Angels are not human.
No.
Different.
Remember,
the standards are different for angels.
It's not stalking. It's watching over. It's watching over them.
No,
it's not
watching
stalking.
over. It's not watching over. It's watching.
Yes, it's watching. Constantly watching.
It's not stalking.
It's
Just watching.
See, the good guys, it's not lying. It's providing false information in order to get information.
He totally lied.
He
Oh, nope. I'm mistaken. You're right. Sage did not lie here.
yeah.
The Almighty lied.
Yep.
He lied to Sage.
Well, I mean,
he lied to Sage earlier, and then that Sage then lied to Cyrus.
It's not a lie. He worked in a mysterious way.
He changed his mind
Yes, he's allowed to do that. He's the Almighty.
until it's okay when he never changes his mind.
Exactly. That is also allowed to happen
Because
he's
he's
the Almighty.
Because he works in mysterious ways.
Because those are mysterious things.
His
right there.
own guidelines do not apply to him.
Absolutely not.
Because he's the Almighty. He can.
I'm starting to think that the Almighty actually might be just a group of people, like a think tank, because they clearly, it's just, there's so many movements that you just kind of go, I'm sorry, what?
See, I'm actually had different thinking. I'm starting to think the Almighty just may not be the good guy here. He's actually a bad guy.
Whoa!
But the Great Dragon isn't a good guy either.
Yeah,
there is no good guy.
There are no. It's like Warhammer 40K.
Sure.
There are no good guys.
And also, one more question.
Yo.
Maybe you can answer this to me. Tell me if I'm correct. Troll.
Yes.
The Troll was there when Daniel ran at Monono, and stabbed him and shot across the room.
Yes.
And died because mortals can't survive stabbing an immortal. Correct.
I thought it was more the weapon itself backfired, but
it was a dagger. How does that backfire?
oh, okay. I thought it was a special dagger.
No.
No, it's just a dagger.
Just a dagger.
Okay.
Because remember, Daniel became a Christian, so he would never use something magical.
I mean, technically, a celestial blade would be magical.
But he doesn't have a celestial blade. He just had a dagger.
Yeah, but
but anyway,
yeah.
So he was there. He witnessed that. Did he have his headphones in, or did he go back up to the stairs and play Grand Theft Auto 6 as a play test way too soon in the future?
Yeah.
Or because if I'm not mistaken, he runs at Michael and tries to stab him.
Yes.
But he should know that he will die if he actually succeeds.
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Why?
Because of magic. Because he's a sorcerer.
Oh, I was thinking you're going to answer, no, he's a good angel, and a good angel would be able to stop that from happening.
I mean, that too.
No.
But, there also could be reasons. Monono puts a spell on himself that does that.
Reasons? I like that. I really like those. Great reasons. Reasons. Good answer right there. Let's move on.
Oh, and, Troll. The end of the fight with Michael. So, let's go back to Troll's previous fight, where he and Dr. Toller go head to head.
You mean Troll's ass whipping?
Yes.
By Dr. Toller until he just happens to get lucky?
And then basically, by switching places, reflects Dr. Toller's spell back at Dr. Toller.
No.
Killing Dr. Toller.
They switch places.
Well, yes, but it's in effect it's a type of reversal of the
it's
situation.
Not a reflection. That's not how words work.
He used Dr. Toller's spell to kill Dr. Toller.
There you go. But still a little confusing though. But anyway.
Then, in this second fight, he loses by having his spell backfire and kill him.
See, if I was to write that part today,
that is the worst way. You have two wizards, high, powerful sorcerer wizard magic users, who die because of their own spell.
I think you are. Actually, that's a kind of ironic. It's a nice little twist, but like I liked how you say it. You said it before we started recording. Is this is one of the most powerful items in all of the creation, right?
Yep.
Yes. So I'm gonna. Okay. Good. Here's a spell.
Yeah. Charles, I know that your sword, Michael, is one of the most powerful things in all of existence. I'm going to throw a spell at you.
But yeah,
Your sword could do anything.
but I would rewrite it this way, where it's like, he shoots the spell and Sage accidentally knocks it away with the tip of his wing as he goes to leave, and only realizes it after the light like flashes. He's like, "That's what I felt in my wingtip."
Yeah, that would be too powerful.
Sorry. He's
No.
Michael.
Yeah, it would be his
Duh.
sword. He just pings it back like it's nothing.
No, he just flicks it with his pinky.
You're like, no.
He got some tea. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to oh, you're dead. Sorry. Not sorry.
No. But yeah. And that's it. And then Michael, instead of giving us a one-liner here, like, such a waste, and then flying away, he's like, now that I'm done with you, I need to go rescue Natalie and Kiana. Whoosh, and takes off. And he's like, who the hell are you talking to? There's no one there. It's not even a Shadkin or a
that you know of.
Sergeant
Dragpen. Sergeant. I'm gonna steal that now. No,
a Snakekin. Snaggin.
No, actually, at one point I did have a snake, more of a serpent-like being, being different, a different creature. But I never got a chance to get around to that. But no. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this portion of this chapter I wrote for this specific draft.
Okay.
Because I don't remember it ever being in before then. I'm pretty sure we actually had when Natalie goes down to the hot tub, we get her just kind of soaking there, rethinking through things, maybe dozing off a little bit, and then waking up because, you're tired. She was just napping.
Yeah.
You get into hot water. It feels good in those achy joints, and muscles and everything. You waking up, going back up, and then we get in the next chapter. I think I added because I'm like, let's show what was going on, what kept Michael from here the whole time, something like that. I don't know. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure this portion was written for this specific draft. When I went and changed things and kept some things in that should have been removed, but also to make sure the message there was no real Christian message, or it's a subtle Christian message, but then by adding or keeping other more evangelical messaging in there.
Yeah.
Can you tell this was a first novel?
Yeah, it was.
Not bad for a first attempt. Let me rephrase that. First attempt and succeeding in completing the novel.
Yeah,
I've written a novel.
It's definitely one of the books of all time. It's definitely a story that was written on paper.
Yes, it was. Absolutely.
But I mean, honestly, you could have written a better fight scene between Troll and Michael.
See, that's where
Troll actually does. It's not this one-sided.
No, see, that was the issue I had with this series overall. And even when I came back to it in 2009 and actually got the full 5-book series, the original series, I struggled with being too literal. Like, especially in 2005, 2004, 2005, I was in the height of my Christianity, so I wanted to try to be as correct in doctrine, not right. Bible, doctrine, as I could be, without being like locked in specific doctrine, but like what we kind of knew. And magic can't hurt angels, according to doctrine.
Okay.
So that's Maybe if it was Cyrus who did this instead of Michael,
Right, that might be.
I would have been. But because it's fucking Michael, you can't have that. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I wrote that specifically. It'll be interesting. Next chapter is one of the longest chapters in the again.
Oh, good. I can't wait.
And then, yeah, because it ends a specific way that we've been waiting for this entire time. Well, I mean, we haven't. No.
He gets his hand on the power. He wins. That's actually how it ends.
Yeah, he just
Winona wins.
And snaps his fingers and wipes out
Michael
half the...
immediately takes a knee because he became the Almighty.
He gets the power. He snaps his finger and wipes out half life on all in the universe. Oh wait, I'm thinking about something else.
No, that's totally different.
That's totally different. Please don't sue us, Marvel.
He finds the Omega Code.
Oh God.
What?
Oh, dude. Terrible movie.
I know.
Horrible. I only watched the director's cut or some other cut. I didn't actually see that movie.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
The CGI in that is so terrible too.
It's bad. It's bad.
So bad.
Anyway.
And they make you think I'm making the bad guys look like an idiot.
I know.
That is the pure example of making not just your villains, but the devil look like just a stupid moron.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, anything you want to add to this?
No, that is everything.
So, now that this chapter is done, we have 3 more chapters left. And after we get done with that chapter, this is going to wrap it up here.
We don't need to do that again.
We don't. Oh, you didn't like my joke the first time? It only gets funnier the more you say it.
No, it
That's
doesn't.
how jokes work.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Not at all.
All right, well, let's wrap this all up here. If you enjoyed this, we'd love it if you'd comment down below. Tell us if you're enjoying this. If you're not enjoying this because you're a Christian, tell us that down that and why I'm going to hell. Love to have a theological debate that you will lose. There. But also, if you are enjoying this, I hope you hit the like button. No, don't hit it. Sacrifice it as a prayer to the holy algorithm.
The holy algorithm.
And subscribe, because I got content on this channel, which will be on screen now. Pick something, we'll see you there. If not in my mood, go check out Adam's channel, ZOP Gaming, for terrible gameplay. And that one cool guy who's actually really good at what he plays. Yep. But pick something, we'll see you there. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.